So, we've got the Arab League flags just flying high here amongst what do you call a Grand Hyatt. Grand Hyatt is, I don't have to describe where it's actually based, but all I can say is that the world is programmed into grouping. So what we did was, in the old times, we had, I'm making this video because of the Brit Exit that is going to be, or Brit In campaign that's going around. This is one of the most key locations that I should make these videos a starting point up until the run up to our elections or to our referendum of we stay in the European Union or stay out. See, what we have done from the old times is that the land across the world was free to all humanity. What humanity has done is actually divide themselves by creating borders and boundaries for each other, and communities were split, different races or different demographics were spread and split. And what we did was actually appointed people who actually managed to control a particular type of tribe or a minority group within a landscape or a land space of some given place on earth. And then we came to a democratic understanding, saying that by democracy we can give freedom to the people of the world and make people choose their elected leaders in government. Well, that's what happened for about 50 or 100 years, or 100 to 50 years, or could it be 50 years to 100, which was okay because the people at the time did not understand. The people of the elite and the educated elected themselves into government, and they stayed in that position by minusculing and ridiculing the populations of their landscape. And then we came about spreading and splitting from the World War I to World War II. We then created a lot of nations. And then after World War II, we came all together to understand and support each other in times of war and reduce the number of disaster that we create for humanity. And then what we did was create groups of continental divide. So we have the European Union that's formulated back in early 40s by a Frenchman, and now he's come to dictate us and our sovereignty and our independence of Great Britain. And also, if you look at these flags, these are the Arab League or the Arab Union flags. And so as you have the SAARC, which is the Southeast Asian nations, then you have the Latin American or the South American nations, then you have the Americas, and then you have the African Congress and the African Union, so the 65 states of the Africa. And then you have the Australasian region, economies, and so on. And all of these people have done is actually appointed themselves into government and start taking money out of innocent states who became membership of that club. And that's exactly what you do. If you have a golf club, you have to be a member to be part of that golf club, and depend on the status of that golf club, your membership goes up. And in the same manner, we've got exactly the same sort of membership into the European Union. So as a member state of the European Union, you have to pay a tax. You got to just keep paying money to the European Union Commission. In turn, these people are raking in money from innocent populations of that European Union and individual states, where the funds should have gone into improving the standard of life and education and culture. Instead, they're ripping the European Union into apart and making the European Union go back in centuries, whilst Asia is rising and African continent is rising. Every continent is rising above the European Union, whilst European Union is making more and more fortress Europe and more difficult for the European Union citizens to survive. So I will leave you with that sort of message, and think about it, for what you're against and what you're heading into. Your children's future, your future, and everyone's future is at stake.